Hello, everybody. My name is David, and I'll be reading a book titled Have You Seen a Giraffe Hat? By Irma Joyce. Benny was the only animal in the jungle who had a hat. It was a beautiful hat, bright orange with yellow feathers. Benny was very proud of his hat. But one day he lost it. Benny ran to where his mother was nibbling leaves from a tall acacia tree. "I've lost my hat," he said. "How careless of you," said his mother. "Hats don't grow on trees. The wind may never blow another one your way." "I'll find my hat," said Benny. "I'm sure I will. I'll look every place I played today." Then off he ran to Myron Elephant's favorite watering hole. Myron was squirting water on himself with his nose like a hose. "Myron, have you seen my hat?" asked Benny. "Yes," said Myron. "I've seen it 100 times. I wish I had a hat." "Well, I've lost mine," said Benny. The two friends looked all around the watering hole, but the hat was nowhere in sight. "Where did you go from here?" asked Myron. "To watch Oliver Chimp pick bananas," said Benny. "I'll go ask if he has seen my hat." Benny hurried to the banana grove. Oliver told him, "Yes, I saw your hat. You had it on your head when you left here. It looked like an orange bird flying through the trees." "Oh, I hope I find it," said Benny, and he ran to the river. The hippos were still swimming there. "Have you seen a giraffe hat?" he called to them. "Yes," said Sally Ann Hippo. "I tried to snitch it when you bent down to drink some water. Don't you remember?" Benny did remember. "Well," he said, "after I left here, all I did was run a race with Alvin Ostrich." "Maybe Alvin knows where your hat is," said Sally Ann helpfully. "Why don't you ask him?" Benny ran to the sandy clearing where Alvin liked to nap. "Excuse me for waking you," said Benny, "but I've lost my hat and I can't find it anywhere." "You were wearing it when we started our race," yawned Alvin. "It bounced up and down on your head when you ran." "I bet it bounced off my head and I can find it along the path through the woods," said Benny excitedly. He ran to the woods and looked up one side of the path and down the other side, but he did not find his bright orange hat with yellow feathers. Benny sat down under a leafy tree. "I wish I had not lost my hat," he said sadly. "I was the only giraffe in the jungle who had one." Suddenly, a voice above him said, "Is this your hat, little giraffe?" Benny jumped to his feet and peeped through the branches. There sat a prim green bird on a fluffy nest, and the nest was snuggled inside his hat. "I've found my hat," cheered Benny. "It must have blown into the tree when I was running." Just then, Benny's mother came along. When she heard what had happened, she said, "You were not careless after all, Benny." Mrs. Greenberg said, "I'll move my nest out of your hat, little giraffe, and hatch my eggs somewhere else." Benny thought for a bit. Then he said, "Mrs. Greenberg, I want you to keep my hat and hatch your eggs in it." "Why, thank you," said Mrs. Greenberg. "When my babies are born, I will return your hat to you. And if you like, I'll put in a bright green feather to go with the yellow ones." "Listen to that, Mother," said Benny happily. "Soon I'll have my hat, a new feather, and some new friends. The only birds in the jungle hatched in a hat." And soon that's just the way it was.